Brazil's former president Jair Bolsonaro was admitted to hospital in the US today as authorities in Brazil arrested 1,500 people following yesterday's storming of government buildings by his supporters. A counter-demonstration in support of new President Lula is expected this evening.
Not enough police and an angry mob. Symbols of democracy and seats of government invaded and desecrated, this time in Brazil, 2 years after it happened in America. In the wake of these shocking scenes, Brazil's newly elected president, Lula da Silva, has promised to stamp out the unrest.
All the people who did that will be found and will be punished. They will see that democracy guarantees the right to freedom, freedom of communication, freedom of expression, but it also demands that people respect the institutions that were created to strengthen democracy.
But supporters of the former president, Jair Bolsonaro, the man they call the tropical Trump, are calling for more protests. And in the wake of these extraordinary scenes, there are doubts over the loyalty of Brazil's police and provincial governments. There were not enough police for an event that had been widely predicted on social media. Just a few on a line of barriers as crowds gathered in the heart of Brasilia's government campus. When the mob moved towards Congress, the police couldn't stop it as they broke through, sweeping officers aside. They moved onto the Congress building, ransacking it. Outside the presidential palace, the outnumbered police fled and ran inside. They couldn't stop an assault on the Supreme Court either. Only by 4 p.m. did police reinforcements arrive in the right kind of protective gear. A live stream shows the police and military deploying at the presidential palace. But by then, a huge amount of damage had been done to the government buildings and to Brazil's prestige. And it would take hours for authorities to wrestle back complete control of the situation. Authorities have reclaimed government buildings and arrested hundreds, but observers say there could be more unrest to come.
The message has been clear that this is not going to go away anytime soon. These sorts of protests will continue. They could erupt at any moment. What they did was they took over Congress and they called for the military to intervene. So it's an insurrection, it's mob rule or mob violence, as well as an open call for military intervention.
Many had hoped that Lula da Silva's election could help Brazil start a new chapter. He promised to bring unity, but he won by the thinnest of margins, faces a deeply polarised country, and will now rule with the ongoing threat of more violence. Dominic Waghorn, Sky News.